This is beautiful. Courthouse, beautiful steps up to it, except you can't use them. The windows are bricked off or barred off. We're having to protect ourselves. Is it because the outside's so bad, or is it because the inside's so bad, Mr. President? That's a different subject than today's subject. Today is you and your false statement that FBI field offices are the places where you find honest agents. The Greenville field office took in information about a crowbar being used to evict a 16-year tenant from the home of a lady who was in the hospital, who was the other tenant, who was my best friend. And I say was because I don't think you're going to do anything, Mr. President, and not because you're bad, but because your periphery is bad. They have you so blocked off that you don't have anybody who notices that you've been formally notified. At the beginning of this week, you were formally notified of the felonies here and of the FBI. The FBI Greenville, April 17th, got the report of a police officer committing a federal crime by allowing a crowbar entry into a home by an out-of-state person to take away all my stuff that's in that home, all my financial records. I still don't have my Medicaid card replaced because they evidently don't replace them quickly. I've ordered it, maybe. It's coming, maybe. I'll get one, maybe. But if I should get sick now, who knows if I'll be treated, because I have no Medicaid, and I certainly can't put any deposit down. The FBI in Greenville sat on it. They won't explain what they've done, but it appears to be nothing. They finally did something when they were coming to surprise me at a parking lot that I told these idiots that I was at 5 hours before, and now they were all three of them were getting ready to get in their vehicles and come get me there and come across me in three different directions. While they were getting in their vehicles, I pulled into their parking lot and I faced them down. They had no basis for what they have done, which is nothing. They have no basis for letting someone be a hostage for 27 days. It's now 37 days, Mr. President. Your FBI field offices can be corrupt. These three FBI guys, whether or not they were agents or some miscreants that are allowed to walk around, I don't know, because they won't show me their identification. They don't want their names known, but I can describe them and I'll recognize them in the lineup. So there's not that many agents at FBI Greenville, and I think the main one is the senior agent in charge. The only senior agent in charge I've dealt with embezzled $175,000 from his comatose estranged wife's guardianship. Mr. President, FBI agents are not always pristine. Mr. President, if for no other reason, if you don't want to save Henny Carlisle's life, for no other reason, you got to shut down the corruption in the FBI Greenville field office. And there is corruption, and I can readily prove it. The only thing they've done, best I know, was that day after they lost the argument. The only guy who was doing the talking, the middle-aged one, not the old one, not the kid, the middle-aged one, told me that I should never be back. I'm given the trespass warning. Well, why would I go back there? Just to find out what little they had done, which is basically nothing, to protect a woman that everyone who hears the words that she said, did I get it right? Did I get it right? To four different directions of the 12 or 18 or 28, you could not tell how many people packed into her sick room. She had chemo and she was sick, near death, unless they gave her fluids. And they were all there to intimidate her. And then she intimidated them, saying 4 times, did I get it right? Getting her head up, very hard to do. She was very ill, and pointed it in 4 different directions to make it clear that it wasn't just one person who had done her, it was a bunch of them. Mr. President, do something. Your FBI is corrupt. Do something. You have to stop this. even if she might not make it, you gotta save her while she's still alive. Mr. President, you want your FBI to be honorable, you gotta get rid of the ones that have evidently been co-opted by elder cleansers. That's my only explanation for what they have done. Please, when you hear this, act super fast. She has one chance, and that chance is going fast. She can be taken out of the heavy drugs. They have put her out cold. No, they didn't let her be on a painkiller like the morphine drip or other allotted other painkillers. No, they put her under so she can't point a finger. Mr. President, you are witnessing a murder. Well, you're not, because you're not seeing any of them, because you have a complete tight circle with nobody looking on the outside what's going on. That's got to change too. Please, act quick.